Well, hello, it's me again, and tonight, I did a post on Twitter a while back, and it's time I feature on here. It's time we have a little chat. Okay, so this is this the day we say goodbye to the Riddlers? A thoughtful thread of my opinions of the conspiracy site we're living through and the event that will define it all. And here I play Jason from Archaics. And, you can just soak it in, and you don't have to have an opinion on it. I don't necessarily, but I'm going to show you what I found nevertheless. Enjoy.
They need a single event that will result with the ushering in of all their designs, a coup de grace. My friends, I believe in my searching out of the future for the echoes of the past. I have stumbled directly upon this event. Imagine, the media has been reporting unusual solar activity for weeks. You wake up one morning and the power is off. Strangely, cars outside are moving and your phone works. But there's no way to charge it. The internet is down. Emails don't get sent. There is no phone service. You hear people outside asking each other what's going on. You stay inside because outside your window there are police squads that are directing people to go back home. You look up and the sky looks normal, but it's quiet. 5 days later the power comes back on. The only channels that work are mainstream media. The only radio stations are mainstream media. The internet comes back online, and to your horror, you discover that while everything works, every bit of personal data has vanished from the internet. No more social media pages. All YouTube channels have gone blank. So the news reports that all social networks and websites were erased, including the entire financial infrastructure of the world banks. They announce a global emergency IDs, emergency new economic system. The total abandoning of national borders, a global society instantly created. You are issued credits to buy groceries, and now the only videos, pictures, music, and documents that you possess are those that are still in your computer, in your hard drive, and in your phone, or your tablets, or on whatever thumb drives you possess. The news tells you that Earth was hit by an X-flare discharged from a massive CME, or coronal mass ejection. This knocked out our satellites and internet and all servers except those that were not online at the time. Truthers will know all of this is a lie because their personal data has
Okay, let me see if I can find you the next part.
All of this is a lie because their personal data has all been untouched in their personal devices. The official story is bullshit. But not everybody's videos. Everyone's videos, their pictures, their files, their data, everything that you possess in the personal now becomes black market paraphernalia. As a new age of censorship begins, only approved content creators can now upload onto YouTube and other platforms as they come back online. Facebook will be gone, but Meta will announce to the world that at the time of the X-flare, their new Meta servers just so happened to have been offline, so they were unaffected. So Meta comes online powerfully, and hundreds of millions of people absolutely bored with nothing to do during this transformative period will be enslaved through Oculus and the metaverse. In a single manufactured incident, the entire world is brought back under the dominion of the elite. It's just a different disguise. People are given living credits and distractions, and the masses that once searched for truth are now distracted. A whole new genre of cyber crimes is then prosecuted. People are arrested for the data found on their devices, computers. Go to prison for a meme.
So, that's pretty, that's a pretty stark idea of a dystopian future, but I won't rule anything out at this stage in life. But you know what? Whatever the future holds, just have to go through the rough and the smooth. And I think for some, you know, we've noticed in the world that some places have it worse than others. And if you just remain neutral to whatever might come, then I don't think you have too much to worry about. But we'll see. But this is the full video in here. I will link that on the video so you can see it later. So let's go on that theory of a cyber Klaus Schwab kind of cyber attack idea. Okay. And just to remind you where it is, here it is.
The next crisis that the world was going to have to deal with was going to be a cyber attack. And lo and behold, here we are. There have been lots of cyber attacks recently. This video is of Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum's Cyber Polygon event from July of 2020.
The World Economic Forum recently published the COVID-19 risks outlook. The third greatest concern for companies surveyed is the increase of cyber attacks. We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
Wow, you'd swear Klaus was psychic or something. Either that, or it was planned in advance, just like the COVID bollocks. In my video, I also talked about the Cyber Polygon event, which is taking place on July 9th of this year. It's described on their website as follows. Cyber Polygon is a unique cybersecurity event that combines the world's largest technical training for corporate teams and an online conference featuring senior officials from international organizations and leading corporations. Every year, the training brings together a wide range of global businesses and government structures, while the live stream gathers millions of spectators from across the world. Sounds like a kind of Event 201, but for cybersecurity. Over the past few weeks and months, you may have noticed a steady uptick in news stories about cyber attacks. Somewhat shockingly, they all happened after Klaus Schwab's little speech last July. From Sky News, from Memo.
Yes, shockingly, isn't it? And it's the biggest one is yet still to come, though, I dare say, huh? Well, so I've said here, is it both a psyop and predictive programming to inform the world's population of what's to come in its usual fashion? It's also interesting that in July of 2020, the same month that Klaus Schwab put his lovely video out to the world, was the same month that the very popular XRP timeline was released. Curious. The self-proclaimed messenger of that timeline, given to him by sources unknown to us, but logically the 33 degrees, having yet another psyop, as some would claim, by choosing a character who has successfully played a protagonist and antagonist role with perfection. You either love him or despise him. And you know, a lot of people find him very confusing. In the past, I liked him a lot. Not so much these days, but never mind. It's far easier to follow the bear, and far nicer, more enjoyable, and to actually resonate with people you like. Because if you don't resonate with people you don't like, there's no point following them anyway. You know the mission, the vision, and the journey that we're on. So follow the people you like, and if it's people like me or Waters Above Crypto, Decode Your Reality, Logan, people like that who actually understand the world, then that's beautiful. And if it is for Mr. Marmite, then that's fine. You know, nobody would dislike you for opinions because everybody is different. But anyway, moving on. So my point about him was he's incredibly divisive, which I think was the reason he was created for that role. And his $1,000 post, I think they're all about summoning our greed and our impatience, and part of the reason to get us out somewhere along the way, or to tell us that's what we need to wait for, and you'll be a fool to sell it any earlier. So what I actually think is the 33 degrees who employed the messenger are actually enjoying the game they play, like this character here from Squid Games. I think they're enjoying being amongst us, teaching us almost, well, I would say unsuspecting new recruits, of which some will find the knowledge and neutrality they're discovering, and knowing that their lives are changing and will change tremendously in time. Some may join the groups that these people are, touting, telling us about, teaching us, and some may not. But whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Just find a nice, easy path. So, my theory. I have a theory about this timeline, and it links in very much with the entire part of this thread and the cyber issue. So, you've got the cyber. This is July 2020. The cyber... no, this is just my theory, okay? It's nobody else's theory. Certainly not Bubba's theory, because he believes it's finished already. From what he said this year. Anyway, this is my theory on it. July 2020, the cyber pandemic video was released by Klaus Schwab, and so was this timeline. 589 days later, so if we start randomly, let's just say the 4th of July, Independence Day. If we then go 589 days, it takes us to the 13th of February 2022, to this tick here. Now, in a loop, in a wonderful, wonderful loop, if we then go back to here, which is the same place, and go forward another 589 days, it takes us to September 2023, the latter part. So, oh, and here it is here. 4th of July to the 13th, and the 13th to the 25th of September 2023. A mere 3 years, 2 months, and 23 days. Very much like the Skull and Crossbones, forward and backwards. So I found that incredibly interesting. Because, of course, the magic number of 589 is the difference between 322, Skull and Crossbones, and 911. Literally, the difference between those two numbers is 589. And that's probably why it's such an important number, other than it does seem to have a lot of mathematical elements to it. If we continue down, just see what I've got here. So, is September 2023, the month we say goodbye to all the psyops, goodbye to the Riddlers. If what Archaics, Jason from Archaics, is saying comes true, then they will be gone. We will not see any trace of the Riddlers anymore, apart from what we have saved on our computers and alike. Now, that would be the perfect way to denounce any such thing ever existed. And would be perfect time for, at some point thereafter, for XRP to moon, and people to be left with just a vague memory of what was once before. So, let me give you some context. Where I was listening to this is my own decode, and some of you have been listening to my decodes, and I'm going to start explaining my latest style of decode even in more detail. Now, it starts with this tweet, and I've got a lot, and you've seen my 589 Queen decodes, and I've been getting better and better. But this is it. This is a video of the gent who hacks into cold storage wallets to retrieve the money lost by their owners. Very nice guy. But this is what that video was. Let me show you it here. It's all a bit strange the way Paul presents it, but it's been confirmed that's what it was. Okay. 111 in length. So I'm going to show you how I decode. Now this is a little bit of fun. We've seen this on Blockchain Backer, not forgetting.
It is Wednesday, my It is Wednesday,
Thank you for looping. Wonderful. Okay, so we've seen that utilized in the from BCB, and I know I certainly think is an interesting guy. So if there were a hack, Klaus Schwab had a follow-up video on the World Economic Forum YouTube page at the time, and I'm really gutted that I never actually managed to save that video. But nevertheless, the guy, the presenter, the narrator, told us that it would be a worm virus that hacks into all of our devices. So it'd actually be something that spread worldwide rather quickly. And that fits, obviously, the narrative that Klaus did say. Would that affect the banking? Would it affect our data? What's it going to affect? Certainly, there's a huge narrative from Mr. Paul that the lights are going to go out. Well, yes, the lights are, but certainly the internet. Now, we've seen that quite a bit. So, great show, by the way. 1898, 1889, something like that. It's a great show. But what is lost will be found. So, this image, how I decode these days. And yes, you'll be pleased. The best is saved for last. For those who are still here, you can get a little bit of it. See the time? Okay, so Fojak kindly tells us the time in EST, which is American time, 5 hours behind England. And it was on the 20th of April 2022. Now this is how I do it. Okay. Here's the goodies, if you're paying attention. So from Wednesday the 20th of April 2022, if you use the data in the image, you will get the following. Here's the image one more time. 833-4-2022. 833-4-2022. This is how I do it. Add 833, 8 months, 33 weeks, 40 days, 222 hours. Takes you to Wednesday the 27th of September 2023. If you add everything backwards to a degree, 22 weeks. So you got the 2-2. 24 days. 24. And then 8330 hours. 8330. And it is important to add that to the hours. You get the 27th of September 2023. And if by chance you just add all of the numbers, so what you would then do is change it to a 24-hour clock, and you get 20, so this would be the 2 from the 20. Okay, if you're following, don't worry if you're not. So instead of 8, this will be 20, but you don't use the 0. So you do 2, the 3, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2. You never use zeros in these, okay? And that takes you to exactly the same date, although 3 years later. It's the exact same date. So for every one of these decodes, comes out on the same day. And for me, that's enough to rouse my suspicions that that's the day we need to be looking at. And my friends, I don't know what's to come, But it's New Year's Eve tonight. The fireworks are sounding outside, and I just want you all to be mentally prepared. So, now this is not a definite, nothing is definite, but if this happens at any time in this year or next year, what are you going to do? Have you prepared? Well, if it does happen, this is how you prepare mentally. You sit back with popcorn, with your XRP on a cold storage, and you just wait and smile and know that it's just part of the game. And when everything comes back online, when you have access, you may just be looking at a different world. But I actually think it could take a little bit longer, because 21 minutes in, let's give you the next part of the fun. This is where I think it all leads to the 6th of April 2024. Now, the 6th of April is the very first day, Happy New Year, of the UK the financial year. The 6th of April. It all starts in London, where the city of London is the financial centre of the UK. It has its own city, so to speak, the City of London. It's nothing to do with London itself. And they govern everything financial. And that is the start of their tax year, of our tax year. The 6th of April every year. It starts in London, is my theory. We've heard that before, and it's not why I came to this date. It just happened to come to this date. Overnight is Mr. Poole's message to us on the 25th of March 2022. Now, using the exact same theory that you just saw before, this is how I got there. I added 22 months, 5 weeks, 23 days, 347 hours. Let me show you how that works out. So, 22, this is backwards, okay? So it's important that you look forwards and backwards. 22 months, 5 weeks, 23 days, and 347 days. Sorry. 347 hours. Okay? So that's how you play with time there. And now, if we just simply go 743 days forward, we get to the same day. There's probably other ways I could decode it, but like I did before. But that was enough for me, because then what I did, quite simply, was, well, let's have a look 589 days before this date. Let's find it. Fojack. Oh, looky, you have it. The 26th of August, 2022. Exactly 589 days before my overnight decode. And what does it say? Flip the world upside down, flip the switch. Surely not. Well, certainly suggests to me that could be the case. I think this was his accompanying video, 1111. It was very much of a reset kind of number, and that is used very much in their numbers, the 2311 or the 1123. But this was the video that accompanies it. It doesn't want to play. Doesn't matter. You've seen that before. I know you have. So everything has a double meaning. These link to other dates very, very well. And this was the year prior, just to let you know. Yeah, that video was exactly the 1 year delta for Flip. So where we see Flip here, exactly a year before that was that video, where everything's pretty much turned upside down. So you could look at the timestamp very simply as 1 + 1 is 2. Twice you get 22, which is, you know, the year later. But that's that part of it. Then we go from, then this is a deep dive into the overnight. Let's do this, all right? Then we go from David's very first post on one of the forums he joined in the early days. Don't quote me on it, but I've seen it. Unfortunately, I didn't have a picture at this time, but there was a forum that he joined, and he joined on the 11th of November 2011. Now, in my decoding, I was looking at where we can get to February in 2023, which is where I think some shizzle goes down. And now, interestingly, 1 year after the war, the 24th of February 2023, is exactly 589 weeks since David joined that forum. 589 weeks. So that's 24. That's in around about 50 days, 55 days from now. 589 weeks from the day David joined that forum. I wish I knew what forum it was. It's such a shame. So, just show you. And then, if we just go 2 days earlier, and it's not a problem actually, because we can stay to the 24th, but just this example was the 22nd of February 2023 to the 6th of April 2024 was 58 weeks and 3 days, or 589 minutes. However, in that same month, on that 6th of April, what I haven't mentioned yet, but I will, 2 days later, on the Monday, which is when the banks reopen, unless there's a bank holiday that year, will be a solar eclipse. And hopefully I will show you that. But that'll be the 8th of April, the 48. And there's the proof of November 11th to the 24th of February is 4123 days. Or 11 years, 3 months, 13 days. Or 589 minutes. Weeks. Okay, then today was a good day. Brad Garlinghouse. He posted at 12:55 a.m. GMT, but EST that would have been about 7:55 p.m. On the 6th of April 2021. So if today was a good day, maybe in 3 years, by 3 they come, is what he was referring to. And there it is. What have I done here? Oh, is that just his start of Aries 2024? Well, you know, I've added an extra thing here to the 21st of March. Not sure how we got there. Oh, 1 year. I don't know. Let's have a look. 55. Was I tweeting? Oh, I was. So yeah, I coded his own timestamp 19. So 19 is 7 p.m. So we've got the 7 p.m. is the 19. So 1 year, 9 months. 55 was his minute stamp. 55 weeks and 46 days. 219 hours. Takes us to the 21st of March 2024. So that's just slightly earlier than the flip. But an interesting date being 3/21 nevertheless, and all in that period of time. So it's literally a period of about 2 weeks where the start of Aries, where I think we're going to be looking for some interesting times for sure. And of course, 8/13. Do you remember my big decode on the 8/13? I had a load of riddles go to 813. Well, interesting. If you just think of that as a Julian calendar, the 26th is 13 days further on than the 13th. So in theory, where my decodes ran out on the 13th of August 2022, if you go 589 days from then again, it brings you to this same sort of time period. So that's quite useful indeed. Yep, okay, some good stuff there. Let's go back. Is there anything else? Just add a little bit more fun. Of course, if you've got the 6th of April being our destined date, this was the day, this was the image that woke me up when Coach JV decoded this video with XRP symbol on the flip, and the Masons symbology on the surfboard. This is the first time I ever knew anything about this stuff, and on April the 20th, 2021, I woke up with a bang. And gone down the rabbit hole ever since. Her name is April. He's standing on a jet ski, which he ends up paying with what looks like a digital ledger, and we have the wave scene behind. That could be our pool of liquidity arriving at the door of the XRP world. And here is the solar eclipse details from October the 14th, 2023, an annual solar eclipse across America, and April the 8th, 2024, a total solar eclipse. Now, if beautifully making a nice X across America there, this is the period of time that I'm waiting for. And I do hope that you have the patience to wait this long. I think whatever happens in the world, and now don't take this too glumly, this video is not here to scare you. I'm here to help you find neutrality, and if you understand something that could happen before it happens, I think that's part of the awakening process, then it may prepare you just a little bit easier. But the reality is, you don't have to do anything. You do not need to react. You just need to chill. You just need to chill. Nothing is going to affect you. That's your manifestation of the day. Nothing is going to affect you. Your soul, your mind are calm, and you await eagerly for your new future.